Oh, hey, Wonder World. Happy motherfucking Tuesday. How are you guys doing today? Coming in actually kind of cold because it's fall weather now. Coming in cold. But we're getting all the stuff set up for my new office, doing all the things. So we have blank, ugly walls and all the things. But it is coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. Okay, guys. So just say hey when you're popping on because we are about to dive into the 100 wonderful ways to get more and better clients because I know that it is no motherfucking secret, right? It is no motherfucking secret that you join a group called Unicorn Client Attraction Secrets because you want more and better fucking clients, right? That's what we're here for. We want more and better clients. Yes, 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 that's what we want. So say hey when you're popping on. I got the comments up, ready to motherfucking go today, and we are going to be diving into a concept that I call unicorn cookies. Unicorn cookies. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Jenna. What's up, Taruni? Hey, Nicole. All right, guys. So what the fuck is a unicorn cookie, right? What the fuck is a unicorn cookie and why do you need one? Okay, one, because we all love cookies. That's very fucking true, right? Okay, but really, unicorn cookies are a concept that I developed actually from one of my other coaches. My very first coach had this concept inside of his program, okay, where every single Friday we would share our wins. All right. So he would put up a post inside of the private Facebook group and we would come in there and we would share a win from the week. All right. Now, I have to tell you, full butthole transparency, as motherfucking always, right? Okay. I was like the only person doing this, right? I was the only person doing it consistently. Other people would do it only if they had a money win, right? If they had a money win, then they would come in and they would share that money win and they'd be like, I made 10K today, right? And that would be it. But I started to really create a different pattern where I was like, okay, I didn't make 10K today, but I did learn this one specific skill set that was really, really challenging for me. And now I'm building my own funnels. And like I was having a really hard time with ClickFunnels when I first started. And I was like, I built my first sales page. And so I started celebrating real wins, not just money wins, but actual skill set building wins, transformational energy wins. And you know what happened when I started doing that? Other people in the group started reading them. Right? And so it became this little like newsletter from Nicole, right? Of all the different things that I was doing this week. And so that was creating a different kind of energy inside of that space. And then clients inside of his program actually started reaching out to me in the DMs and they were like, hey, like we're in the same program together, but like I don't understand how you're getting all these results. Like, do we have the same modules? Do you have different modules than me? And I was like, no, like, so I started helping some of those clients and those clients started to get better results inside of his program because of this, right? So I want to remind you guys of a very important fact, okay? It is not that successful people share their wins, okay? It's that people who share their wins become successful. Okay. So this is the energy of focus, right? It's like focus is not just what we're doing, it's what we're not doing. Okay. So we're focusing our time, we're focusing our attention, we're getting into the energetic frequency of success, right? Of the transformations that we're creating inside of our life. And I got to tell you another little secret here is that transformational energy is attractive as fuck. Okay. It's attractive as fuck to be around people who are movers and shakers, to be around people who are doing big, bad, cool, bold things, right? So let's kick this off the way that I kick off all of my calls is out of nonstop notifications, right? Nonstop notifications is my client attraction program. Okay. And so every single coaching call that we do, I ask you guys, and I'm like, hey, guys, celebrate your win. Okay. What is a win that you've had this week? And everybody gets in the chat, right? Like, even if you didn't make 10K today, right? You're celebrating a win, something that you've learned, some way that you've grown, some sort of transformational energy. So let's all do that together right motherfucking now. Okay. So think back for this week. What is something that has changed for you? What is a win that you've had, right? Maybe you got a new client, but maybe you got this new client in a totally new way, right? Maybe you've never closed a sales call before, but then all of a sudden you closed the sales call. I remember my first one. Okay. I remember my first 13 that failed. But I also remember my very first sales call that I actually fucking closed. And it was so much more than the money, right? It wasn't just that like I made 10K because it was 10K painful. That was my first ever closed sales call. Okay. But it was also the fact that I could do it after failing so many times and banging my head against the wall and telling myself that I'm not good at sales calls and that they're too hard and they're too scary and I can't. I closed one, right? And that completely changed the way that I was thinking and feeling about myself as a marketer, as a business owner. And I became a different person in that process. Okay. There was more than just the money, it was the actual impact about this. So, what is a win? And I want you to share that win and I want you to think about the feeling that's behind this one. Okay. And we're going to do a fun little exercise together. I'm going to share my screen in with you guys. in just a second as soon as I find the right fucking tab, because God knows I have a million of them open. Okay. Story of my life. Let's see. Let me share, motherfucker. There we go. I'm going to share in the screen. Okay, and we're going to take a look at this unicorn cookie, and we're actually going to do this shit together because group projects are fun, right? Everyone's like, no, fuck you, Nicole. Group project wound. If you haven't listened to my podcast episode on the group project wound, okay, go listen to that shit, guys. It's fucking fantastic. Okay, so we're going to identify that win, right? Okay, so have you identified the win? You put it in the chat, right? Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to reflect on how things used to be. Okay, what was it like before? Just like I was telling you, like, yeah, I closed that sales call and it was my very first sales call. But before that, that's not how things used to be. I was crying on the floor, right? Like, I was crying on the floor of the shower, fucking like, oh, maybe I need to go back to bartending. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. This isn't working for me. Like, I can't, right? And I was very much in that space of defeatist energy and in victim. Okay, that's what it was like before, right? Oh my God, cats, be nice to each other. Hey, be nice. Rude. My tiny cat is very mean to my old cat. Okay, so we're going to reflect on how it used to be. So share it in there, right? Share in the comments, how did it used to be for you before you had this win? Okay, and I want you to think about the feelings. It's not just reporting, okay? I want you to think about the actual feelings. How did it actually feel? When I was crying on the floor in that fucking shower, I felt like I was never going to be good enough. And like, no matter what I did, I was just going to fail. And like, I just wanted to go back to bartending, right? And I couldn't because it was COVID. And I was like, oh my God, like my whole life is over. I'm never gonna make any money. And I'm so bad at everything. And like my whole world was falling apart. And I just remember laying there and like my husband coming in and being like, oh, babe, are you okay? Right. And like petting my hair and telling me that it was all gonna be okay, even though I did not feel that way. Like, how did it feel for you? Like before you had this result, what was the feeling? It wasn't always this way. Before you learned the skill set, before you became this person, there was a different feeling. So put that in the comments. And I want you to let yourself feel it. Like, what is the feeling there? Right? For me, it was defeat. Okay. And defeat for me is kind of like in my belly. Like, you know, that feeling in your stomach when your stomach drops when like something's wrong. Okay. It's like defeat is in my belly. And it's kind of this like, I don't know, like a heavy, like weighted feeling. And you know, if defeat was a color, it would be like this really kind of like icky, like grayish purple, like dredge, like sludge kind of color. You know, it's not a good feeling, right? So like allow yourself to really feel that feeling and get connected to it, because that's part of unicorn cookies too, is to show yourself your progress, right? This is a mindset exercise as much as it is a strategy, is to really be in the space of acknowledging your growth in your process. And in order to do that, we got to look at how things used to be, and we have to have gratitude, right? We have to have gratitude for how things are now. Okay, so then reflect on how you've grown. Okay, so in going through that process of me laying on the floor and crying and like falling the fuck apart because things were not going my way, like closing that call, yeah, it was a big deal and it made a big shift in that change, but really it made that feeling of capableness come in for me, right? Is to realize that I could fail and be really, really bad at something. But if I practiced enough, if I applied myself enough, if I learned new skill sets, I could get better, even at things that I was really, really bad at. So that helped me to believe that I was capable. That is a really important part of growth. And that's something that genuinely impacts your entrepreneurial journey, right? Like you need to be able to know that you can change. You need to be able to know that you can get better at shit that you're not good at. You don't just reserve yourself and say like, well, I just can't do that because I don't know, this is not my human design. Like we don't do that shit, right? We hold ourselves accountable for understanding that every single skill set in all of the motherfucking land is learned. Everything. Okay? You can learn any skill set. It doesn't matter what it is, and it doesn't matter what your human design is or what month you were fucking born in, or if you were a Libra or a Scorpio, it doesn't matter. You are perfectly capable of learning skill sets, even the hard ones. And that was a really important part of my growth, and part of a growth that I used again and again, like literally for the rest of my life, right? Now, what's the greater impact of this, right? Okay, and really like thinking about those breakdowns, okay? Like, I want you to think about these different elements, right? What's that greater impact? Why does this matter at a deeper level? Okay. And really being able to pull apart these four categories. Okay. We're not going to do all of them today because we don't have time. Okay. But I just want you to like look at how I'm peeling back all of those layers and really getting into the energy of this. What is the greater impact? Well, it wasn't just that I closed a fucking sales call today and I made money. It was the fact that if I could do it once, I could do it again. Okay. And so really understanding that I was capable not only of one time, but of repetition. This gave me solidity. This gave me the understanding and the knowing in my unicorn bones that I could fail 13 sales calls and I could get back up and the 14th one could close. That helped me to believe in what was possible. That is a bigger impact for me, but also that was a bigger impact for my clients because at the time I wasn't really teaching sales calls inside of my programs yet because I didn't have the results, right? I was teaching marketing. I was not really teaching sales. Now I can teach both because I do have those results. So the greater impact wasn't just for me, it was also for my clients, right? So do we see how this pulls apart? Do we see how this gets bigger? Do we see how important this is? Okay, so I'm going to go through, like, I just picked a couple of these out, out of the hat, but I'm going to go through this formula with you and help you to understand the formula step by step. But I want you to understand that you got to break the formula down. You can't just use it as a template. It's not a template. It's a formula. So you got to understand why each of these pieces are in place. Okay. So I just picked a couple ones. I picked a couple there to go through, but I want you to go through all of these when you're creating your unicorn cookies. Okay. So the first thing that we do is we identify a win. Okay. And then we identify how we know it's a win. Okay. And that's really important because you might just know it's a win right off the bat. Okay. But the rest of your audience that you're writing this cookie, they're going to be reading it too. They need to know why you know it's a win. Okay. Because like, I need 10K today. Like, that's not a win if you're used to making 100K today, right? You have to put it in perspective. And so when we identify the win first, and then we explain why it's a win, how do you know it's a win? This gives people perspective and connection and relatability to you. And it helps you to really embody your win because, spoiler alert, that's a big part of this too, right? Is really being able to embody your wins. And cookies help you to do that, okay? Because you're really feeling it inside of your body. It's not just, I'm eating heady today. Like, why is this important? Okay, really understanding that. Like, how do I know this is a win? Okay, it's like, well, because every other sales call that I did, I fell flat on my fucking face. But this one was only 20 minutes. And like we just put it up on the screen. This woman had seen all of my content. She came to the call ready to fucking buy. She basically threw the fucking credit card at the screen. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. $10,000 pay in full. That was the first time I ever received $10,000 pay in full. That was my first like 5-figure day from one person, right? I'd had 5-figure days from multiple people before, but that was the first time I had a 10K pay in full client and it was on a sales call. I know that's a win because my business at the time was only fucking 5 months old and everything was crazy. Like I could not believe that somebody would pay me $10,000 for my intellectual property. I know that's a win. I can feel it in my unicorn bones. So we're not just identifying the win, but we're talking about how we know it's a win to give our audience more of a context, but also to help us to really embody that win. Does that make sense? Okay, then we're going to reflect on how things used to be because it didn't always used to be this way, right? Okay, so we want to give that point of reference because we need to show the transformation because cookies are about transformational energy because transformational energy is attractive as fuck. Okay, so we have to show how it used to be and we got to show how it used to feel. Okay, and now we got to talk about what is different now. Now that you have this win, okay, what is different? What has changed? We have to talk about the actual transformation, how that transformation feels, how that's impacting you. Getting really specific with this and, unicorn hack here, using sensory-based image, right? Does it taste different? Does it sound different? Does it feel different? Does it look different? Show us the differences. Don't just tell, show. You learned this in like third grade when it came to writing, right? Okay. We're not going to just report the news today. We're going to show people through using sensory image what is different. Get really clean and clear on that and express that with your audience. Then talk about how you've grown. Okay. Talk about that shift. Talk about how you've grown as a human. Why this fucking matters. That's really important. Talk about the growth. Expand on that. And then get into why it's important. Okay, why does this matter so much? Why is this so important to you? Really getting into that feeling, the deep core ones, right? Okay, maybe this solves some core distressing emotion for you. I know that for me, closing that sales call, fucking 10K paying full, that feeling was like the feeling of self-worth coming in, right? Right? It's like, okay, I'm seeing this reflected. Like I made this change in my body where I put fucking the worthlessness down. Like about a year before this happened, I decided to never call myself worthless ever again, right? And now I could see that ripple. I could see that impact. I could see the change here inside of myself and know that that is wildly important for me, right? Because this is a reflection of things changing. This is a reflection of me changing the way I think and feel. And now other people are showing up and treating me so much differently because of that. That is so fucking important to me. Then what's the greater impact, right? How is that rippling out into different places? And lastly, how does this transformation feel? Okay, reflect on the transformation. Reflect on the whole fucking cookie, right? Okay, why is this transformation so important? How does it feel? How is this impacting you? When you learn to write like this, when you learn to transparently share with your audience like this, everything fucking changes. Okay? Because they start seeing you as a real motherfucking human. So you have this unicorn cookie recipe for success. Okay. If you want me to send you the link over to this, I will just drop a cookie in the comments. Drop me a cookie in the comments and we'll send you the link over here so you can have this formula. Okay. But guys, it's really understanding that when you show up in your audience and you start speaking this way to the people in your Facebook group, to the people on your personal page, when you start doing this, people start seeing you as a real human. Okay. A real human with real feelings who really cares about what the fuck they're doing and showing that impact. That makes all the difference in the world when it comes to getting clients. Okay. Because guys, people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. This gives you that perspective of relatability, of connection, instead of just like, I need 10K today. Like, that's not enough. You need to show them the process of how you got that result and who you became in that process. That's what calls in the attraction set point. That's what helps people to connect to you. And we know that conversion is connection, cultivation, and conversion, right? So if we don't have the connection piece in the unicorn cookie, guess what? Okay, we're not going to get any conversions. So this formula sets you up for massive success in so many different layers, right? Because yes, you're displaying that transformational energy inside of your audience, but also you're feeling it for yourself while you're writing this, which means that you're helping yourself to embody it. You're helping yourself to believe it. And what we focus on expands, right? So when we focus on that transformational energy and the things that are working in our life and in our business, we invite more of the same because we become the attraction set point for more of the same. Does that make sense? Because we don't attract what we want. We attract who we're being, and the unicorn cookies help you to embody that kind of energy. Now, I'll let you in on the little secret here, okay? The little secret application here, okay? Who here's heard of content that crushes? Okay, content that crushes is this content strategy that I use to close 10 high ticket clients in my first 6 weeks. Okay, I use this content strategy still today. It's 5 algorithm hacking pieces of content that go on your personal page, or you can use them in Facebook groups. You can actually break this down in all sorts of different ways to use it on Instagram, TikTok, stories, all the different fucking places. We've heard of content that crushes, right? If you haven't heard of the content that crushes, guys, you got to get content that crushes. It's $7 fucking dollars. Like, fuck the fuck off, right? Okay, it's $7. I will hand you over the strategy that I use to close 10 high ticket clients in my first 6 weeks on a silver motherfucking platter. You'll have a day by day breakdown of how to apply this. We have clients using this content strategy and literally closing a $1,200 client on fucking day 2. Okay. Like, this shit works. But spoiler alert. Okay. Unicorn cookies are the foundational piece for content that crushes. Okay. So if you take your long post and it's a unicorn cookie, right? You're putting all those pieces of transformational energy in there. You're leading with a fucking result that makes people think to themselves the magic sales question. How does she do that? Right? How does she do that? How does she do that? When they start thinking that, that's how you open a sales conversation, right? So wax on, wax off. When you do a unicorn cookie, this becomes your long post. Okay. It becomes your long post, which is your cornerstone for the other 4 algorithm hacking pieces of content that you need to include in order to consistently have clients reaching out to you. No more fucking cold outreach, no banging on the fucking door on the DMs like, hey girl, no hey girl messages from Beachbody Hell. None of that shit, right? Because you're creating content that is the attraction set point. When you're using your unicorn cookie as the cornerstone of content that crushes, you're killing all the birds with one stone, right? You're really working smarter, not harder. You're creating less content and making more impact. Isn't that what we all want to do? Is work less, make more? Duh, right? This is what allows you to do that. So put those pieces together in your mindset, right? And start to understand. Yeah, to Rooney. Hey, love, fuck off. Hey, babe, don't call me babe. No, you, fuck off. Right? Not interested in that shit, right? Okay. So it's a certain level of understanding that when we tie these strategies together, we make our lives so much easier. And this is how we attract more and better clients. This is a foundational piece to build your unicorn sales funnel. When you understand these things and you start implementing them, you're going to get clients. Okay. It just works like that. It's just easy. It's just easy because people can really feel who the fuck you are. And that is so important in the connection process. Okay. So we really want to get into that kind of energy and connect with our audience by sharing our unicorn cookies. And we want to do this consistently. Now, I recommend for my clients that you do one unicorn cookie a week. On Fridays we do unicorn cookies, okay? Right? On Wednesdays we wear pink, and on Friday we do unicorn cookies. So it's really kind of getting your head into that game of like, can you do one content that crushes based on your unicorn cookie every single week? How will your business change when you have all of these wins shared, all of these perspectives, all of these internal shifts being out on display, calling in your clients, people who want the same transformations that you're creating? When you put this into place in your business and you make it consistent and you keep doing it over and over again, people see you as a leader. Okay. Because leaders are constantly creating transformational energy. Leaders are constantly doing the next thing, leveling the fuck up in the process. So this is you allowing yourself to own your fucking authority and then display it, but not in like a sleazy, shitty, I drive a Lamborghini kind of fucking way. Okay. You're showing your growth. You're being vulnerable. Okay. You're being raw and real and unapologetic. And people like that shit because I want to remind you that the most important energy that you can embody into all of your marketing is authenticity. Authenticity is more powerful than any other frequency known to motherfucking man. More than love, more than gratitude. Okay. None of that Thanksgiving crap. Okay. It's really understanding that authenticity, you being your true self, is what attracts your true believer. Unicorn cookies are designed to help you to showcase who the fuck you really are and what the fuck you really give a fuck about. And that's really important for people to be able to choose you because I don't care what the fuck you sell. Hey, people didn't come for the fucking torches and the pitchforks all the time with this when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't care what the fuck you sell. Someone else sells the same thing. Okay. It's not that special. It's not that deep. Whatever it is that you sell, somebody else has the same fucking offer. And the sooner you understand that, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll start doing the real work to get your clients to choose you. And that means being your true self unapologetically. That means you showing your full butthole, full transparency. And I want to tell you guys something, okay? Transparency is way more fucking valuable than honesty. Okay. Honesty is the concept. Let's imagine that we're dating a dude. Okay. We're dating this motherfucking dude. Okay. And he's honest because you ask him, you're like, hey, babe, like he went to a work dinner. Okay. He goes to a work dinner. And you're like, hey, babe, how's the work dinner? He's like, oh, it was good. I mean, we had some drinks, we hung out, and it was good. It was fine. Okay. That's true. He's being honest. It was good. It was fine. They had some drinks. But is that transparency? No. Because if it was transparency, that motherfucker would have come to you before he went to that fucking dinner and said, hey, I got this work dinner tonight, and Jack and Sally and Jill are going to be there. We're going to have some couple drinks. I'll be home by 9. Okay. That is transparency. Do you want honesty or do you want transparency? Because unicorn cookies teach transparency, and transparency is exceedingly more valuable than honesty. And there's a fucking subtle but very important difference between those two things. And this is something that can help your clients to choose you. Has anybody here ever bought from somebody who was honest instead of transparent? Has anybody ever bought from that person? Okay. Because I fucking have. Because I fucking am. Once upon a time, I bought from this fucking coach. Okay. And I asked the question, right? I was like, how much money have you made? And she said $1 million in a year. And I was like, oh, awesome. Right. And I was so excited because I wanted to work with someone who had made money as fast as I fucking did. And I was like, okay, this is going to be incredible. Right. And like, I got all excited. I got all up in my fucking thing because I've been looking for someone who made money fast like I did. And so I just handed over my credit card like a fucking moron. Right. And so I paid $8,000 for 6 weeks. Okay. In about the second week, I found out that, yeah, this bitch made $1 million in a year. But it was like her 7th year. That's honesty versus motherfucking transparency. Okay. There is a fucking difference. I also came to find out that that exact same coach who'd been making all of those income claims putting the dollar sign in front of them, right? $1 million with a dollar sign in front of it. Yeah, those were New Zealand dollars. Okay, that's very different than US dollars, right? That is very different. That is like the conversion rate on this guy, so you don't have to fucking look it up. Like $1 million is like $600,000. Okay, not the same fucking thing. Not the same fucking thing. That's honesty, not transparency. That's the motherfucking difference. Okay, same fucking coach. I happened to in during when I was inside of her program. Okay, I had made an investment from my six-figure month. My first six-figure month was 8 months into my coaching business. I made $125,000 and I took that and I put it down on 13 properties. Now, that didn't buy 13 properties. That was the down payment on a hard money loan, right? But I did the improvements on those lots, right? Me and my husband built green affordable housing fucking over there. And then we sold them a year and a half later, okay, and made $800,000 in profit. And no, I do not count that in my coaching revenue. Okay. Transparency. I do not count that in my coaching revenue. We made $800,000 in this fucking deal, right? That deal happened to close while I was in that coaching container. Okay. It was like my third or fourth week in there. And of course, I shared this with my coach, right? That's what you do. Okay. So I shared it with my coach. The next day, she's like, my client made $800,000 this month. Honesty, not transparency. Okay. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Okay. We want honesty, not transparency. Unicorn, or we want transparency, not honesty. Unicorn cookies are about transparency. They're about really showing your full butthole. And that authenticity is what attracts fucking clients in. Okay. And it's ethical and it's a good way to do it. It's a good way to market and it becomes the cornerstone for content that crushes. So there's no fucking downside for this. So for everybody here who doesn't have content that crushes, okay, raise your hand, okay, put a unicorn in the comments, and we will swing by and we will hook you up with content that crushes because this content strategy is a fucking game changer, right? 5 algorithm hacking pieces of content that you can put on your personal page or into Facebook groups to attract clients that are reaching out to you, ready to invest, ready to buy because you're creating catalyst marketing, which is fun and fast, right? Okay, but also, spoiler alert, okay, you also get access to post in this group. After you pay $7 one time, not over and over again, just $7 one time, you get access to post inside of this group in front of 30,000 plus members, right? Every single day. You can post as much as you want. We take your post approval off and you can just post. Okay. You take your Wonder Vow and you start posting and you can start attracting clients out of this audience because I want you to get more and better clients. That's why I do what I do, right? Is because I want you to get more and better clients. Okay. So also inside of content that crushes, you're going to get transparency. You're going to get a little bump up offer that offers you to come and join Money Making Unicorns, which is my strategy based membership where we take all these money making strategies and we break them down to help you to make more money, right? Because that's the fucking goal. And I'm heading over there right now where I'm going to review some of the unicorn cookies that my clients posted this week. So we're going to go through a unicorn cookie review process so I can show you how to tailor this content to attract clients specifically. So if you don't have content that crushes yet, drop that unicorn in the fucking comments. We'll swing by with the link, $7 one time. Plus you get the bump up to Money Making Unicorns, which is just $47 a month, which is a total motherfucking steal for daily money making prompts and a weekly training with me where we often do content reviews. All right, guys, heading over there now. So get out there, do all of the wonderful things. And normally I say see you next Tuesday, but today I'm saying see your bitch asses tomorrow because tomorrow we have the Buyer Psychology Secrets Masterclass. It's at 8:30 or no, what am I doing? 9 o'clock tomorrow. 9 a.m. tomorrow. Buyer Psychology Secrets. If you haven't RSVP'd for this, you better hurry the fuck up because I think there's already 90 people that have RSVP'd for this, but I'm doing Buyer Psychology Secrets tomorrow and I'm going to show you exactly how to use your DISC, which is your personality test, to be able to call in clients, right? So we're going to do buyer psychology and what gets people off the fence, what gets people into your offers, what gets people saying fuck yes, and buying so that we create that monetized audience. All right. So I will see you guys all for the masterclass tomorrow. If you haven't RSVP'd yet, we'll leave the link here for you. I'll probably pop it up here after I get done with my calls today. So go find the Buyer Psychology Secrets event and RSVP. We'll see you bitches tomorrow. And I'll see everybody else in Money Making Unicorns right now.